Hello chess lovers, Suren here, and in this video I would like to share with you another hyper-aggressive attacking game played by Garry Kasparov. His opponent is Maia Chiburdanidze, and the game was played in 1980 in Baku. At the time of this game, Maia Chiburdanidze was the reigning women's world chess champion and Garry Kasparov was only a rising star. Although Kasparov was making rapid progress and his Elo rating was nearing the 2600 mark, only the tournament victory formally confirmed his Grandmaster title. And now, without further ado, let's get started with our game and see what happened on the board. Kasparov opened up with d4 and Chiburdanidze responded with knight f6, c4, g6, knight c3, bishop g7, e4, d6. Black goes for King's Indian defense, knight f3, black castles kingside, bishop e2, e5, bishop e3, together with the Zemish variation. This line was Kasparov's main choice against the King's Indian, queen e7 and d5. Kasparov is looking up the center, and usually in typical positions, white is organizing his game by going for b4 c5 advancement, while black is counterattacking on the king's side. But of course, in some cases, white can even make use of the weaknesses on black's king side and organize his game on the king side. In this game, we will see a king side play by white. Knight g4 by Chiburdanidze, bishop g5, f6, bishop h4, and h5. Another popular alternative is knight h6. But in our game, we have this risky looking h5 move, which both allows black to gain space on the king side, but it also has its downside because this is somewhat weakening black's king side. Now comes h3, knight h6, and knight d2. Of course, g4 is still premature because black can simply win a pawn. That's why after knight h6, Kasparov first played knight d2. He's preparing this g4 advancement, c5 by Chiburdanidze, knight f1, and knight f7. This is a mistake. Black is moving away his knight from the ring, but this allows white to make use of black's weaknesses on the king's side. Instead, it was better to play g5 and then h4, and after bishop h2 go for f5. This advancement looks overwhelming, right? But instead, Chiburdanidze chose this passive looking knight f7 move, after which Kasparov played g4. Kasparov wants to open up the king's side and target black king. H takes g4 was played, bishop takes g4 and g5. Another mistake with which black is weakening his light squares. That's why, in order to exploit those weaknesses, Kasparov first removed black's light squared bishop, and after rook takes c8, he made an excellent positional sacrifice and went for knight e3. He's sacrificing his bishop, but in return is getting a nice outpost on f5 for the knight, and also is opening up the g file. G takes h4, Chiburdanidze accepted the piece sacrifice, and we have knight f5, queen d8 and queen g4 with a direct mating threat. Knight g5, knight takes h4, rook c7, knight f5, a6, h4. Kasparov is first kicking away the knight, which is neutralizing white's attack, and then is starting to line up his heavy artillery on the g file. Queen f8, king e2. Kasparov is connecting his rooks and now will double them up on the king side. But first we have a4, a prophylactic move preventing any possible advancements on the queen side, although the b5 square was successfully covered. But now you will see that Kasparov is not hurrying. He will start making a progress with slow but powerful steps. Rook d7, rook g1, rook b7, queen g4. Look at this powerful weapon, guys. We have something like an Alekhine gun, although the pure Alekhine gun is when the queen is supporting the rooks from behind. But this is also a massive force and can cause huge destructions in opponent's camp. Rook c7. Meanwhile, all black can do is to make waiting moves, and Kasparov is not hurrying. He will now bring his king on a safer square. With this move, he is also freeing the e2 square for the knight. Rook a7, king g1, rook f7, knight e2, while black is putzing around with his rooks. White is making his position stronger. Queen c8, a little trick, but Kasparov didn't took the bait and played f4. Knight takes d6 looks charming, but the thing is that in this case, once black is managing to exchange the queens, black can prolong his resistance. That's why after queen c8, Kasparov played f4, b5. Finally b5 is on the board. Instead of waiting for a slow death, black is trying to create a counterplay on the queen side, but there's nothing black can do. C takes b5, rook b7, knight h5, knight f8, queen h3. Kasparov is also sacrificing his rook. Knight takes g6, but even if not knight takes g6, for example, if rook takes b5, then this h6 is coming and black king is in a mating net. If bishop takes h6, then rook g8 check, and then queen takes h6 checkmate, and if knight takes g6, then h takes g7 check, and again black king is getting checkmated. Let's go back. In our game after queen h3, we have knight takes g6 and h takes g6, discover check. King g8, g takes f7 check, king f8, and without waiting for white's rook takes g7 move, Chiburdanidze resigned, because after rook takes g7, the mate will follow very quickly. That's why by playing king f8, Chiburdanidze resigned. A very beautiful attacking game by Garry Kasparov. By going for that positional piece sacrifice, he managed to build up a strong attack, exploited the weakness of the g file, and very slowly intensified the pressure and forced his opponent to resign. In the end, a beautiful chess puzzle for you. Please take a look at this position where we have a similar lineup of black's heavy artillery, and it's black to move. Pause the video and try to find the winning move for black. I will wait for your answer in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Here are more suggestions for you. Consider checking them out as well. I will see you in my next video. Good luck.